Apple, man. Only Apple can get a shit ton of people to scream because they announced darker things and a swipe keyboard from 2010.
When you type, you can swipe.
Want daily tech news in a way that doesn't suck? Of course you do. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Front Page Tech. Of course, show that gives you all it is tech news from one geek that is me to another that is you. Hey, happy Tuesday. It has been a long day for us. If you don't know, I know you guys get the show in the morning, but we actually record these episodes the night before. So yesterday was the Apple event, and we did a video covering the Apple event, and now I'm also recording a show for tomorrow, my tomorrow, your today, your morning now, when you're watching this. So, man, we've been working all day. Shit. I'm tired. Is this what the rest of you functioning adults have to deal with? Oh, I hope I never have to get a real job. Fuck me. All right, so first up, story numero uno for the day. Let's talk about WWDC. Now, listen, I'm not going to give you a full recap. There's so many of those videos already, so if you want to get a recap of the event, if you haven't yet somehow, go anywhere else and watch somebody talk about it. Give you a full recap, I ain't the guy. Instead, for those of you that want my opinion, I will give you my opinion, what I thought about some things at the event, what I thought about the event itself. I mean, like an hour ago, I tweeted this, asking if you guys were really interested in my opinions on this. I tried to get you guys to just say no so I didn't have to do it. But here we are. Now, listen, I know we put out a video yesterday that was just 3 minutes of insanity, just me laughing at the MacPro, but that was just for the memes. I really do think that this WWDC is actually one of the best in a while. First and foremost, before we talk about products, I just would like to say, okay, PSA, Craig Federighi is a national treasure. Like, we all agree on that, right? Like, no arguments there? Okay, moving on. So like I said, I really liked this WWDC. It was paced really well, I think. It was really fast moving. For once, it didn't feel like 2 hours. And again, I'm not gonna give you a full recap of stuff. I just wanna give you my opinions on a few things. Okay, so number one, iOS 13. Yes, please. Now, if you're really invested in this stuff and you've been paying attention to rumors and leaks, then none of this stuff really surprises you. I'm a huge fan of all the privacy features added. I think the whole audio sharing thing is pretty cool. You can share audio with one of your friends of like a song or a movie with a single tap. If they're wearing AirPods, you just sort of like tap your dicks together. I mean, I think that's what they said. Just a little. Oh, and of course, dark mode. I cannot get over the crowd reaction to this. I mean, I love dark mode just as much as the next guy, but holy shit. They just showed us all the things that we already knew existed and just went, oh, hey, look, dark. It's dark now. Now listen, I ain't saying I don't want dark mode. I want the shit out of dark mode. I just think everyone's a little goofy is all. Siri is now improved and sounds nicer than before. Still fucking dumb though. Like, Siri is still dumb as a bowl of Cheerios. That doesn't make sense. To make her sound more natural, they call it neural text-to-speech. On stage, it was spelled neural TTS, and I totally read it as neural tits. Oh, and thank Christ, they've now updated some stuff within the Camera and Photos app. Like, not only did we get more editing features, but also the app, the Photos app, will automatically declutter stuff and separate your screenshots and duplicates and receipts and just thank you. All right, thank you. Oh, and I thought it was cool that Apple Maps got Google Maps. Street View like stuff in some cities. Jokes aside, listen, honestly, I have no real complaints about iOS 13. All I really need, like I wasn't hoping for some major design refresh or anything like that. I just want stability. Like there's so much about iOS that seems to fall apart and is inconsistent. All I want is a more stable OS. That's all I'm asking for. Oh, speaking of OS, the iPad now has its own OS, finally. It's called, well, it's called iPadOS. iPad? Can I just call it iPad now? Instead of iPad, it's an iPad. I need sleep. You can also plug in external drives. Yes. There's so much about iPadOS that I really, really love. And like now it's a serious competitor to replacing more PCs, more laptops. A lot of people have been like, oh no, the iPad can't replace PCs or laptops. That is not a thing. It's not a laptop replacement. But even the iPad now in its current state for most average consumers, not nerds like you and I, the iPad is a certain replacement for their laptop. Hey, what do you use your laptop for? Like email and Twitter and porn? Well, guess what? You could do on the iPad. Email and Twitter and porn. It just replace your laptop. You're welcome. But iPadOS makes it a serious contender for the rest of us. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna buy an iPad right now. I don't give a shit. I don't give a single shit. I'm buying an iPad right now. Just give me a second. Oh, look, I can one tap buy this thing. Make sure my address is set up. My card's right. Okay. There we go. I bought an iPad. Thank you. If you're watching this episode, most likely you just paid for my iPad. Thanks. Okay, last up, let's talk about this Mac Pro, okay? I know I laughed at it in yesterday's episode, and it's totally hilarious, by the way. It's still funny. Even if you love Apple, you're still loyal to Apple, they could do no wrong. It doesn't matter. Doesn't mean this Mac Pro's bad. But it does. This is a fact. It does look like a cheese grater, and that will never not be funny. So take a seat, you heathens. I know you don't know what fun is, but like, let's try a little bit sometimes. Honestly, I kind of dig that Mac Pro. It's expensive, but I like it. Oh, and the display that comes with it? Okay, yes. Yeah, add it on. Oh, and let's not forget the stand. Let's not forget the stand. The stand. It's $1,000. For why? I'd rather hold that display up with toothpicks, luck, and chewed up bubblegum than buy that fucking $1,000 stand to hold it up. Oh, and if you want to max this thing out, I hope you're ready to spend $35,000. I mean, come on, $35,000? $35,000 shit in my mouth. Okay, but for real, this is like everything that that at least pro users have been asking for a while. We can make fun of it all we want, but Apple delivered here. I mean, yeah, the whole cheese grater thing. And listen, I would just like to make one final point. I've been seeing all sorts of pictures of the Mac Pro and cheese graters, and I literally have to, like, somebody will tweet me a picture of a cheese grater, and I literally have to look twice to figure out if it's an actual cheese grater or if it's the Mac Pro. Like, you literally cannot tell by first glance. Like, both of these things have handles on them. Like, Apple literally designed this after a cheese grater. Like, they didn't start out designing a computer that accidentally turned out to look like a cheese grater. They started with cheese grater and said, okay, let's fit shit in there. Yeah, so that's it. That's it and that's all. Those are my opinions on the event yesterday. All in all, I think the event was one of the best WWDCs in a while, one of the best keynotes in a while, and we can't say that Apple is not listening to users because it was very, very clear in yesterday's event that they certainly are, and even though they're still Apple, they still Apple shit up, can't complain about all the things. In other news from yesterday, in all the noise of the Apple event that happened, Samsung just decided to do a thing. They randomly just dropped two laptops that are, if I could like summarize, they would be the dollar store version of MacBook Pros. Like, I mean, look at them. They look exactly like MacBook Pros. Of course, it doesn't run Mac OS, it runs Windows 10, so, okay. I mean, I use Windows, so, okay, I'm listening. They're called the Notebook 7 and the Notebook 7 Force. One is 13 inches, and one is 15 inches. And, I mean, price, it looks like a MacBook Pro, but it's not gonna be MacBook Pro price. If you want one, too bad, because it's not available in the US until later in 2019. Can I ask a serious question to brands? What the fuck is this later stuff? Why do we keep doing, like yesterday at the Apple event, like the first 15, 20, 30 hour, I don't know, the first half of the event, I hope sleep is on the horizon. The first like half hour of the event, they would talk about something and be like, oh, it's coming later. Why do we keep Just shh. Don't even. Just leave. Why even? Don't say anything. I don't care about later. I care about now. I mean, last time you said coming later. You know, just saying. And last up, the future that we always wanted is here, finally. We has 2 prototypes, one from Oppo and then one from Xiaomi. Both of these things include cameras underneath the display panel, finally! No notches, no pop-up camera doohickeys, no swivel divils. What the fuck? What's a swivel divil? What am I saying? It's exactly what you wanted, what we wanted, what I wanted, what you wanted, what we all wanted, finally. Just keep in mind, these are prototypes, and there's a major difference between a prototype and then a product that is manufactured in mass for you to buy. But you know, it's a start. Now, if you were to ask me, hey John, how many of these devices would you like to have? My answer would be yes. All of them, please. And that's the show. Hopefully you liked it. You learned something. If you did, hit that like button. If you hate my stupid face, hit the dislike button. If you're new here, subscribe or not. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.